Hello, you guys, and welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. I am here with someone who puts me to shame because let me tell you why. We connected on a women's group together. We were just normal ladies in a group over the pandemic. The pandemic had started and we were looking to find community. We were looking to grow as women. And then all of a sudden I get this nice little private message from this gorgeous lady in front of me saying, I think we have a lot of the same friends. And I think we do some of the same stuff. And then I come to find out that she is a CEO and I don't know. I'm going to say all sorts of titles. You can stop me later, Leah.
Okay,
I say your name as I'm introducing you. President, designer. I literally runs a nonprofit that is all over America, saving children's lives. And I have a show in my garage. So same. Obviously, we are sisters from the same cloth. This is none other than Leah Jacobson, who, I mean, Leah, please. I just want to clap and applaud and all the things. You're now an author. You have a nonprofit. You've made 15 children. I don't know. You have seven, right? Seven kids?
I've got seven. I only have seven.
Seven. You're like, please stop adding children, Liv.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, tell everybody what it is that you do for real, because as far as I'm concerned, it's seriously, it's like you're like Mother Teresa of moms of America.
Stop.
Tell me
You're
I'm wrong.
so bad. You're so bad. I actually think that first message I sent to you was even way more awkward than that. I think it was something like, can I please be your friend? And then I said, I'm not weird. Really? And then you didn't respond.
And you're not.
And you didn't respond for a week.
Respond?
It was a week and it was horrible because I was like,
oh my gosh, that's
so funny. She thinks I'm weird.
Do you know why? Because listen, Leah, I am not good at the IT things and I find stuff weeks later and then I'm like, what is this? And then
no,
it's probably Jesus giving you a rest before I do get involved in your life, because it's like, you don't understand what you just did.
No, it was
it's
great.
Like the parting of the Red Sea.
No, it was perfect.
Oh my gosh.
I saw you and I wanted to be your friend because I was like, she's fun.
And I still want to be your friend. I am finding a reason to come to where you live, because what is it that you do? I want you to take a second, give me your elevator pitch, give me I want you to brag. Pretend I'm your mom, pretend you're your mom and you're bragging to your bridge group.
No. So, okay, you got a couple of the things right in the intro. I am a CEO and I'm a founder of a nonprofit, and my nonprofit is Guiding Star Project, and we open up women's healthcare centers around the country that just really empower women to love and understand and embrace their natural bodies. We're really focused on your natural body is amazing, girl, and you should not be altering and suppressing it and destroying it. And healthcare's got it all wrong. You're not the problem. So we really focus.
I love that.
Yeah, no,
that's
totally
incredible.
True.
And you have a book.
It makes me
you're an author.
Yeah, it makes me very feministy, this sort of worldview that I have, but I don't fit in typical feminists in almost any way, except that I think that women's bodies are really awesome the way they naturally are created. So I wrote a book all about it called Holistic Feminism. So yeah, that's
the holistic feminism. So the Guiding Star Project, the Guiding Star Project or Guiding Star Project?
Either works.
Yes?
Either works. Either works.
So you're being so nice to me. How many do you have now? How many locations are there?
There's 7. There's 7 of them in 6 states right now. So we're slowly expanding and growing all over the country. And
wow.
Yeah, it's good stuff. God's good. He's really blessing it. Yeah.
So what would I want? Here I am. I'm 23. I'm pregnant. Do I come to you guys? Whether I'm married, not married, what are we talking about? What are the services? I want the women and I want the men to hear, because here's the thing. We might have a lot of male listeners and a lot of men know women. I don't know if you know that.
Some.
They tend to enjoy the women folk. So that's okay if they're listening. I want to be able to educate the listeners. Why would they come? Who is who are you serving? What does that look like?
Well, basically, we're serving women. And in all stages, our first point of contact that we aim for is 9 years old. We want that 9 to 12-year-old girl.
Wow.
We want her coming in because we want her to go through our cycle show. We want her to go through the whole process of learning to value and respect her natural body and her fertility. And she should know all about it. This is knowledge every little girl deserves to have. And so we point to interact with them, really early. So before they've been, kind of sold on some of the ways of the world. We want to be in their ear first, just really building them up and telling them, you're not the problem. Like, you have a beautiful body, and we're going to understand and take care of it and love it, because I can only protect what I value and respect. And so that's the whole slogan of Cycle Show for our girls. And then a lot of times women will come back to us, for their first pap smears, for their first exams. They'll come, late high school, early college. A lot of women come to us to learn how to chart their fertility, for health reasons, for family planning reasons, lots of different reasons. They come to us just to learn, like, what is normal? Like, what is happening with my body? I want to know when I ovulate. And we're like, yeah, you should know when you ovulate. Every woman should know when she ovulates.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good thing to know.
So, that's one of our core services is fertility care. Another of our core services is pregnancy and childbirth. And so if a woman is newly pregnant, whatever her situation, maybe she's been trying to get pregnant for years, maybe she's totally unexpectedly pregnant, maybe she's having baby number 10, I don't know. But any woman in that situation, we provide care for her in our centers with midwives, doulas, and then lactation consultants. That's our third core service area after that baby is born. We do breastfeeding and lactation support, and we really help through that postpartum period. And then our final core service, we have 4 core services. The final one is family life, and it includes the drop-in child watch at our centers, which is required in every Guiding Star center, that you have a place where the babies are welcome and the kids are welcome, because so many times, I don't know if you've ever tried to go to the doctor.
What?
Yeah, you have to have a place for your kids to go. So I had my first 4 babies. Yeah, I had my first 4 babies super close together. And I remember going to the doctor's office when I was pregnant with baby number 4, and I had 3 toddlers with me. And it was like the most horrific, traumatizing experience of my life. And I remember just thinking, like, I totally understand why someone would opt out at this point. Like, I understand why you would be like, I am done. I'm like having an abortion, even though I don't want to.
It's
like,
too hard.
It's too hard. We've set the systems up to be really difficult to access. And so we made that a requirement. All of our centers have a drop-in child watch for any woman that needs to use it for up to 2 hours a day, as long as she stays in the building, whether or not she has an appointment or not. I don't even care. Like, if she needs to come and take a nap, like in the back room, that's great. We'll watch your baby. So.
Leah, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard. How did I can't believe I missed that in all of our chit-chatting and getting to know over the 2020.
Yeah.
Which, listen, 2020 was a blur, friend. I'd love to redo that class with you, because, oh my gosh, I was a hot mess.
I didn't even finish the class. I was such a hot mess.
I was such a hot mess. But that is so profound. That might be the most profound thing I've had someone say. Tell me the 6 states you're in. I want people to hear. So if they're like, this is going to be like, I want this to be like lottery numbers. You know what I mean? And I want people to be like,
where are you from?
Where are you 3. From? I have a 3. Yeah. So let's hear those numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 1 in Minnesota. So I'm here in Minnesota. We have 3 in Iowa, which is crazy.
3 in Iowa?
Yeah. So we're in the Waterloo area, Siouxland area, and Marshalltown, Iowa. And then we have
Iowa. That's great.
It's really wonderful. You should go.
I should. Taylor goes there all the time.
There's 1 in Texas. I think you're in Texas, aren't you?
I am. Where in Texas?
Well,
it's a big state.
Kind of Texas. It's El Paso.
Oh, geez.
Does El Paso count? It counts. It's in Texas.
Sure. No, I actually, to be honest, if you had to put somewhere, El Paso needs it. Absolutely, 100%.
No, we love
Yes. Okay, El Paso.
And then we've got Memphis.
We need to get you over here, but go ahead.
Yeah, we got Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis?
Yep, Memphis, Tennessee, and then brand new Tampa, Florida. So that one is just in the process of getting its doors open. Tampa, Florida. Super excited for that one. It is a birth center. So you can have your baby at the center.
So people can go and have babies?
Isn't that exciting? So that one, that's the only one that's a birth center. So it's kind of a new thing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm thrilled about that one. Yep.
I am so proud of you. Is that okay to say? I'm just I want to mail you a certificate or a chocolate bar. Say, way to go, Leah.
I would hang the certificate on the wall and look at it every day.
I think the world of you. You are such a doll. You are such a light. So tell me how, I mean, I'm sure you get asked this all the time, but how did this happen? Like, what in the world had to quiet down in your life for you to say yes? Because you have 7 kids, which I know they weren't all there when you were doing this. Okay?
I was going to say, if I had
along the way.
Yeah, no, if I had 7 kids when this started, there's no way I would have kept going. I would have been like,
you wouldn't have done that.
I would have been,
See how smart God is?
No,
he's like, we'll
brilliant.
give her a few. They'll be cute.
Yep.
He's so brilliant.
He basically
So what had to quiet down your life?
Yeah, no, he basically only gave me 2. So that's a great question. What quieted down?
Oh, you had 2 at the time.
I had 2 when this first happened, but I came directly out of campus ministry. So my husband Josh and I had been running the
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we ran the Newman Center at the University of Minnesota Duluth, which Bulldog Catholic is my Newman Center.
Yeah.
So kind of a famous place now. It's got a lot of attention with its new resident. But Josh and I lived in the Newman house on campus where Father Mike is at now for the first 3 years of our marriage.
That's adorable.
And so when Father Mike...
That's really cute.
Yeah, so Father Mike, when he moved into the house, actually, that's what we moved out. We had lived surrounded by college students, you know, for the first 3 years. And so we had so much activity. So you're right. It totally did quiet down. We moved out of the Newman house and it was the first time we had our own home, even though we had 2 babies. It gave me that kind of space to reflect on like all these conversations and these instances I'd had in interactions with college age women. And I was super unsettled at just the average college woman's knowledge and awareness of her body and like her view of herself and her view of the women's movement. That's what happened. It really propelled me forward into women's healthcare and into a master's degree. And really started studying at that moment in time and realized the women's movement really messed some serious things up when it comes to healthcare, and women are not doing better because of it. So that's what happened. That's what propelled me. Yeah.
So that's what, and now you're a CEO.
That I didn't try to do. That was a total accident. I really didn't know what was going on.
I can't imagine. So when you decide though, Leah, like that's all nice and good. Like that's adorable. Like, oh, you know, we should help women. But then you actually had to go and tell people, but we should get a building and we should put people in the building and people should come to the building. How did that happen, Leah? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, that seems like a big deal. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no.
That building seems like a big deal.
Actually, it's really hard. It's really hard.
Well, everybody, go for your dreams. No, but it is. And I think that's
give up.
That first of all, don't give up. It's perseverance.
It is.
It's listening to God. You said yes, right? And here's what's so great about your story. And I know you and I connected on this, you know, when we were in our class, is that as women, you have stayed faithful to your vocation, to your husband, devoted to your children. You have continued to be a Catholic mama and doing all the things and saying yes to God, which includes things outside the home. Do you have a big passion about that? Do you have a big passion about that?
I mean, I
can do both.
Yeah, I have a passion that every person was created for some purpose, and whatever that purpose is, you got to figure it out and do it. And you got to be able to shut down the outside voices and influences that get between you and God. Because in that moment of quiet, when God says, listen, I need you to do this for me, you shouldn't be thinking, well, my mom's going to, you know, judge me if I don't, you know, stay home and do the laundry. Like if Jesus asks you to take a microphone and stand on stage, like you need to be ready to do that. To the converse of that, like if Jesus asks you to like quietly put down your microphone and go home and do the laundry, you got to do that. Like you got to do what he's asking you to do. And so I think there's just been so much judgment in the women's movement. It's really narrowed.
Yes.
It's narrowed the space that's considered successful or acceptable. You know, the secular feminist movement has narrowed it to you're only successful and, you know, meaningful if you have a great career or you have letters behind your name or you make a bunch of money. Versus like the Catholic, you know, feminist kind of circles, sometimes the Catholic, they would never use the word feminist, but like more the traditional Catholic sometimes says you can't do anything other than be home with your children, which I think they're just both so narrow and they don't take into account the Holy Spirit. They don't take into account, you know, just how God uniquely creates each human being. You know, you be whoever God made you to be.
Yeah. And if he's asking you to do something, he's going, I mean, I tell people all the time, read Moses and Aaron, because if that isn't a conversation we all have with God all the time about like, listen, here's the deal. And he's like, that's cute. I'm not asking what you think you can do.
Yeah, who made your mouth?
I'm telling you.
Who made your mouth, Moses? Yeah. Like,
exactly.
He's like, go speak. But Lord, I can't. Who made your mouth?
Yeah. But yeah, also he's like, did I ask? Like, that's not what I said.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe you don't understand the whole I am part. Maybe I should repeat that. So I think that that's really cool. And I think that that's really beautiful, especially of like a mom that's a mom of 7. I'm only a mom of 2, and my kids are like 74 years apart. And your kids are like, you had them all in a weekend. And so,
kind of felt like it. It was a rough weekend.
You're like, it was President's Day weekend. We had nothing else to do. So we just had 7 kids.
That was the Mondayest of Mondays. That was a Monday.
I love that you didn't even argue with me on that. You were like, yes.
It was a Monday.
That is true, Liv. That is what it felt like.
It is a blur.
What is the age span?
Yeah, no, my oldest is 17.
I'm sure.
Yeah, 17 to 2. And, the first 4 were in 5 years. So that was a bit rough, but then they spaced out pretty nicely. And so now it's great because I've got this 2-year-old and I've got, 3 teenagers, almost 4.
12 kids to take care of it. I almost have
4 teenagers to take care of this baby. And like, she is like constantly, she's like the queen of the house. Her name is Esther. It's very fitting. She's like Queen Esther. And it actually has been so much easier. Like we hit like critical chaos at 4, and then 5, 6, and 7 were just sort of like, yeah, okay. Someone's got the baby.
That's what my mom, like, that's what I've always heard. Like once you have, like about right about there, like I've either heard either the 4th one or the one after that, right around there. It's just like, but it makes sense. Yeah. The kids catch up.
Yeah.
Like
and you've got everything. And then, you've already given up everything you loved. Like you've already given up like a social life and like going out and doing things. So it's really not that much harder. You're
already cutting people's food.
Yeah, exactly. You already have the crib set up. It's still in your bedroom, just like stick a new kid in it, like,
nursing pads still on. You're like, I don't know. This makes sense. You're right, because the hardest thing, I didn't get to have all the babies, and the 2 that I did, thank you God for having, they're 7.5 years apart. Mm-hmm. When my daughter came along, I seriously was annoyed. I was like, what is this? She can't put herself in the car seat.
Sure.
She can't put on her pants. Like, my son was off in school doing all the things. And now all of a sudden I had to like remember to take care of someone.
Totally.
And I was like, and people were like, oh, were you afraid that we were going to forget her in the car? I was like, no, I was afraid I was going to forget her in the house.
Yes.
When she got to the car, I knew I had her. But in the house, I'd walk out and I'd be like, what was that? Shoot.
So quiet out here. Why do I like the car so much?
Something else that I need.
Yep, totally.
But you get out of the zone. I mean, there's something about in parenting. Yep. And I think that that's really smart about how you're doing, the beautiful centers that you have. It's keeping people in the zone. And it's I don't know if you've thought of it that way, but you're keeping them through the entirety of their womanhood.
Well, and honestly, I like
femininity.
That. I like what you just said there, though, because we see women all the way up, like through menopause and beyond. Like we're healthcare centers. And so we're going to see women that are, perimenopausal, postmenopausal, but their presence in our centers where there's children, it's normalizing children in the world again, like in our communities. It's like kids are not just kind of locked away in the house. Like you take your kids with you. And so as a mom, as a CEO, that's something that I've really treasured that. That's been my opportunity. Like the kids go with me to my speaking events. I was just in New York City with my 14-year-old. I just had my 17 and my 15-year-old with me in DC 2 weeks ago. Like it's my opportunity and my way to like
bring them,
show them the world and be alongside them. And it helps them to see like, hey, mom's vocation, like, she's home and helping and doing the laundry and grocery shopping, but yet also she is somebody else out here. Like it helps them to see me and my passion, I think, a little bit, and gives them an idea of like, we can be more than what we see here at home too, I don't know
love
if that makes sense.
I absolutely. Oh, it's the same. My son was at all the retreat stuff I did because I started in speaking and all of that with youth ministry and young adult. My daughter has seen my media and my conference and stuff. And so she comes with me. She even has a little thing here on this show. Aww. And, I was up in New York and I flew my son over one trip and then my husband and my daughter came on another. So, and one thing I want to talk to you about is you and I are also doing something very similar. I don't even know if you know this, but like, okay, you, my friend, are doing some pilgrimages.
I am.
Or you went on a French one. I'm going on that one. I don't know if you know that. I'm going in October.
You're doing the river tour? Is it the river cruise?
I am. I am. I'm one of the leaders.
Who are you leading with? That sounds fun.
It's Laura Fanucci.
Yeah, she's from Minnesota.
Rachel Balducci.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's the greatest. Rachel Balducci. Then my joke is, so I'm Stanley Tucci. And then
sure,
that's ridiculous.
Go with it.
Do you know Rocky, Rockstar Designs? Do you know Rocky? She's in
not
Detroit
yet, I
area.
don't, but I will, I'm sure.
She's an artist. Oh, you're going to love her.
Okay.
You're going to love her. So I think you need to come to France again is what I was really trying to say.
You have no idea.
And I know you've done this trip. We need to have some type of, we have to hang out before this. You tell me all the places to go. And you're going to Germany.
I'm going to
this
Germany.
summer, and I'm going to Ireland.
You're going are you going with Haley to Ireland? Who are you going with?
No, she's going to Scotland. The Ireland one is my own trip. I'm the headliner. And I'm bringing Katie McGrady with me. I'm bringing Valerie Delgado, if you know Pax Valerie, and I'm bringing Allie Hoffman.
Oh my gosh, girl, this is so much fun.
Father Tom Pringle. I don't know if you know Father Tom.
I don't.
So we're all going to Ireland together. I'm going to stick around and then catch the boat to France. So I'm going to be in Europe for 24 days that trip. So I need all your tips, and I want to hear about your Germany trip because you're going to see the incredible Passion Play.
Yeah, the Oberammergau.
Right?
You say it's Oberammergau is how you say it. Yeah, no, they do it every 10 years. This huge Passion Play, Oberammergau.
This is a big deal.
It's a big deal. Yeah.
This is a big deal.
Yeah.
Are you so excited? Do you even know what, like, are you just going and you're going to go?
No, I'm pretty pumped. Well, I am German. My family's a little German. And then I took, I think I took 6 years of German language through high school and college. So ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. So I speak some German. And so I'm really looking forward to it because it's just gonna be fun. Like I've only been there once. I've always wanted to go back, and yeah, Germany in the summer.
This is amazing.
It's a Danube River cruise. So yeah, I'm going to be July. It's going to be hot. It's going to be super hot. July 8th through the 19th. Yeah. When are you in Ireland?
September 28th through October 6th is my Ireland trip. And it's going to be crazy cool. Because they're letting me be me, Leah. They're letting me plan and do all these live things. So
is it with Select? Are you going to Select International? Is that
no? Select is with France. Yeah, so I'll be with Select for France. Yeah. So we got to talk about all the things. Listen, I want to keep talking to you. I don't want you to go anywhere. I want to play a game. And I'm glad that we got out all the serious stuff. So now people can be like, okay, and now they want to go with you. Why would you not want to go and spend your summer with the incredible Leah? Will you come back? Will you stay exactly where you are, Leah? Don't go anywhere. I don't care if there's a kid.
I'm here.
They're fine.
I'm here.
There's other teens that can take care of them. You guys, you are tuned into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.